Why does every bar only have 4 beats when you can do things like this with 7? You were born into a rhythmic matrix, and so was I. Most music exists in a 4-sided rhythmic box. This box keeps replicating itself throughout a song. This box represents a bar, also known as a measure. Each of the sides of the box represents the beats of the bar. Each of these 4 beats falls into one of 2 categories: the weak beats and the strong beats. Beat 1 is the strongest beat. It's the origin point of the bar. It's also known as the downbeat. Beat 1 has a reflection in this strong beat group. Beat 3 is the other strong beat. You may be thinking, why are beats 1 and 3 strong? They all sound the same. Imagine walking or marching. You start your stride on the right foot, and you take 4 steps. Steps 1 and 3 both fall on the right foot. This creates a subconscious physical emphasis on beats 1 and 3 and makes them feel subtly stronger. Never forget that these theoretical musical concepts have their roots in the physical reality of our existence as humans on Earth. What came first, rhythm or walking? This leaves us with the other 2 steps on the left foot, 2 and 4, the weak beats. In a sense, the weak beats are a response to the strong beats. The terms weak and strong are not the best descriptions. Weak and strong imply better or worse, and that is absolutely not the case. Oftentimes, the weak beats are the stronger choice if your goal is to create groove with your rhythms. In order to break out of this box, we need to be able to measure its size. You may have noticed these numbers in a small corner of your DAW. This pair of numbers is the time signature. It's the measurement of the size and shape of the rhythmic box that our music or song exists in. The bottom number tells us what type of note, and the top number tells us how many of that type of note. A 4/4 time signature tells us that we have a quantity of 4 beats, and each of those beats is a quarter note. This might seem obvious because 4 quarters add up to a whole, but the top number doesn't have to be 4. We could have 3/4, and our box would have 3 quarter notes. A triangle. Or we could have 5/4, and our box would have 5 quarter notes, a pentagon. This is the beginning of the road out of the rhythmic matrix. But most music is in 4/4, so let's cover a few more basics. We can further divide each of these quarter notes into evenly sized segments. These are called subdivisions. Let's take each one of those 4 sides and split each one in half. Now each of these sides contains 2 parts, 8 in total. These are eighth notes, the next rhythmic subdivision. You count eighth notes by calling each quarter note its number, 1, 2, 3, 4, and each eighth note and, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now that we've zoomed into another magnification of our rhythm, our weak and strong beat principle needs to adjust. Now, the quarter notes are the strong beats, and each eighth note in between are the weak beats. Our walking or marching principle remains the same. It's just now happening twice as fast. Let's zoom in one more subdivision level by cutting each of those eighth notes in half. Now, each side has 4 parts, 16 in total. These are 16th notes. These are counted by saying E for the first 16th note and for the second 16th note of each beat. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and Again, the strong and weak beats shift at this magnification. Now, the eighth notes are the strong beats, and the 16th notes in between are the weak beats. To break out of this rhythmic matrix, we need to redefine the concept of weak and strong beats. Let's introduce a triangle into this 4-sided square realm. There are tons of ways you could use triangles, but for now, we are just going to play the first of the 3 sides or beats, starting in the quarter note magnification of subdivision. The kick drum will be our square, and the snare drum will be the triangle. What if we create a triangle in the 8th note magnification of subdivision? The same dance is happening here, but with more rhythmic activity. For even more rhythmic activity, let's look at a 16th note triangle. Using the strong and weak beat categorization, you can see that some of these triangles fall on the strong beats and others fall on the weak beats. But regardless of where they fall, we are feeling groove, because that's what this triangle over square interaction creates: syncopation, the emphasis of weak beats. You can think of this juxtaposition of triangles over squares or 3s over 4s as the skeleton of what makes things rhythmically interesting. It's what makes music groove. You can use this idea all over the drum and percussion realm, but it is not at all limited to drums. There are infinite possibilities here. Now let's get wild. What if we combine the square and triangle in the 8th note dimension? We'll get 7 in total. The square has 4 and the triangle has 3. Let's have our kick and chords play this. Now, what if we make this group of 7 the size of our box? We'll need to remove that last 8th note. And now that 4/4 time signature is inaccurate. If we change the bottom number from 4 to 8, then our basic unit of dividing the bar changes from quarter notes to 1/8 notes. Since we now have a total of 7 1/8 notes in our bar, 4 from the square and 3 from the triangle, then this top number should be 7. And now the bar is a bar of 7/8. Now these kicks and chords that were landing on the and of 4 when we had a 4/4 bar are now landing on the downbeats of this 7/8 bar. The cool thing here is that if you treat the other parts of the rhythm delicately, you can make it sound like both of these things at the same time and create a kind of musical illusion. It makes the musical puzzle more challenging and fun to solve. This doesn't work for every musical situation, but in the right context, it can be the flavor that no other spice can really bring to the dish. What you've been hearing is my tune Cascade, where I used this technique in the bridge section to build tension and anticipation for when the groove falls back to 4/4, the square box, where it returns to a 4 on the floor kick pattern and an evenly subdivided drum beat. Also, I didn't use just one different time signature in this bridge. Instead, I used several. This is what's called mixed meter, and it's a great way to keep the listener on the rhythmic edge of their seat. Using odd time signatures is a great way to create contrast between sections. Using it sparingly and tastefully is a great way to make the standard 4/4 box feel fresh and renew its impact. Another great thing about these ideas is that they're extremely underused. So while everyone else is using the same chords, VSTs, and drum samples, this is a great way to embark on relatively uncharted territory and give your music a unique element. There is a lot more to cover here, so I'll leave you with an exercise to get you in shape for the next Drums That Vibe episode. Use the strong-weak alternation that you have built into your body to understand these rhythmic ideas. There's no better way to internalize these ideas than learning to feel them. Create a square by using your hands to play right, left, right, left. Then create the triangle by playing right, left, left. 7 in total. Think of your hands in the 8th note dimension and drum on your chest. Now walk in the quarter note dimension, starting on your right foot. It will take some practice and coordination, but you'll start to notice something interesting happen. It will take 7 steps in the quarter note dimension to land back on beat 1. During this time, your hands will have played this cycle of 7 twice. This creates what I call rhythmic phasing. I'm sure this has a legitimate name in drummer world, and if you know it, please do make me aware in the comments. what is that guy doing? I hope this sparked some new ideas. If you'd like to dive deeper into these concepts, you can grab a copy of the Drums That Vibe Volume 1 ebook on my website, jaronlopez.com. The ebook goes further in depth and also comes with a collection of Midi files of drum beats and various odd time signatures. Also, if you'd like to take lessons, I offer one-on-one sessions over Zoom. Email me at jaronlessons@gmail.com for info and scheduling. And if you'd like to listen to this tune Cascade in full, you'll find the links below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.